I finally figured it out. We're here now. It took a while. All right, so this is the first time that I'm going to be doing something like this. I do not know if it will be a continuous thing. Nobody's watching right now anyways, so not like it matters a whole lot. I'll wait a little bit to see if anybody joins, and then I guess I'll start doing something from there. I don't know. I don't really have a plan for this. There's a few things that I had in mind for going over, but again, nobody's here right now, so doesn't matter. Lol. But yeah. Super fun. I don't know how anybody or anyone else or whatever's doing. I'm doing okay. Oh, well, there's one viewer. Hello. Bless you. Hello. I don't know if you can comment or anything. I'm going to wait a few more minutes before I actually start doing or saying anything of substance. So if you have anything to say, I guess say something or don't. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. None of this matters, I guess. Just realized there's no way for me to really share a link or nothing. Was it just you?
I just joined.
Oh, okay, you don't have to. I'm gonna make fun of I would. I normally do. Yeah. I have fun stuff to talk about. Not really. I have nothing really important to talk about at all. Just rocks. And mayhaps more rocks. I don't know. This will not be a common thing. Maybe once a week. Wow, I'm just smashing the keyboard. The main picture when I posted it in the group chat is just me staring intently at my computer. Funny stuff. Check that out later. So yeah, I'll wait till the 5-minute mark before I start actually actively doing stuff. Seeing as this is more ad hoc and random, I don't really have a plan or structure for this or anything. Besides drinking bubbly water. Bubbly. Yeah. We'll do a full front to cover reading of the Stone Fort guidebook. Every description. We'll talk about every boulder. Yeah, that'll be a blast. I'm not really going to do that. Not at all. That would be silly. No. We're going to read through the much thicker chat block book. We're going to learn about all the crags in Chattanooga today. First edition only. Bruh, those are ancient. But from my understanding, the third edition is the worst. And the condition, they don't hold up very well. I've got so many pages falling out. The spine is pretty bad. I mean, I've had it for a year, and I don't really treat it with as much love as I ought to, but Yeah, you are right. Second edition held up better, at least from everything I've seen. Don't we have a second edition just like in the Lost and Found desk? That's fucked. Oh, somebody's still out climbing. Power to them. Yes, I kind of abused it a bit. Pages are mostly good though. I don't leave it out in the rain too much. Man, Turtle Tracks is just such a pretty boulder. Like, so slopey, so juggy. And the fact that I can dyno the top out really makes me pretty happy. All right, well, I guess I'll get into the meat and potatoes, seeing as we are now at 6 minutes, and I said I'd actually start talking about stuff at 5. So, Stone Fort, still snow. Woo! Who expected any changes? It's been cold as hell all week. It only started really warming up yesterday and today. It's melting right now because the temps are at 49 degrees currently. I was sweating running back and forth out in the crag earlier today. I thought I'd be able to actually finally pull on the best V4 in the Southeast, TriStar, and finish it. It's so good. It's so hard. It's so great. But the moment I slotted my hand in there, I immediately said no. Admittedly, also, like, while the climate itself wasn't wet, about like earlier when I looked, it was about 8 inches out. But when I got over there, about 4 inches away from where you slot your hand in, the rock was pretty wet. It's not like you necessarily use anything that's over there. I just, like I said, the moment I slotted my hand in, I was just like, no, thank you. So it took me longer to walk out to the climb and place all my stuff. Oh, mind you, because there is a slight overhang right over TriStar, it was dripping really bad. So it's water and ice right now. Because of the rising temps, a lot of the snow and ice is currently melting. So a good example is like swingers. Some gentlemen came in earlier. I took them over there, put my hand. Okay, let's see. Fourth move in, hitting that sloper shelf. Everything before it, bone dry, immaculate. You can flow through it so well. But the actual like fourth move sloper rail, that thing was just ice. Now, the moment you touch that ice, it started melting in your hand, but still terrible. Those same gentlemen went to go look at Tennessee Thong. Tennessee Thong, everything up until the top out jug is beautiful. But that thing always stays dry on the underside unless there's like a hurricane, which we did not have. There were maybe like 10 people out in the crag today. A couple people who were out for a few hours. There's still someone still out in the crag right now. I don't have any idea what they're pulling on. Firecracker Rock was actually pretty good. So the zeros and Firecrack Flake itself, or Firecracker Flake, were all good enough to climb. I wouldn't be overly concerned about any damage or anything like that. And like the top out, it was actually doable. But for the most part, most of the climbs and the entirety of the crag coated right now in melting ice and snow. It's going to be really wet for the next few days. It is for sure going to be raining tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. From the weather reports that I've seen, currently it will be raining starting sometime this evening, straight on until Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be a small amount of rain, fingers crossed. And then starting on Sunday, temperatures are going to start dropping again, and the sun will start coming out, and it will just be dry for the most part. Again, fingers crossed. So unfortunately, I don't see there being a whole lot that anybody can do out in the crag right now. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure most of the stuff a little bit more south towards Georgia is going to be looking a lot better right now. Won't be as much snow, won't be as much ice. Rain, I don't know about that. Not gonna lie, I don't pay attention to anywhere but Stone Fort, so kind of obsessed with the place a little bit. Okay, so that's weather report rise. I like how that took 4 minutes of over explaining, and that constitutes the majority of the stream so far. Otherwise, the only other thing I really have to talk about is, I really didn't think this through all the way. The only thing I otherwise have to talk about is just me bitching and moaning about TriStar, the V4 that I tried to pull on today. For people who don't know, it is legitimately considered the best V4 in the Southeast. If anybody tells you otherwise, they're a filthy liar. That's actually a lie. TriStar is the worst thing in the universe, and I really legitimately do hate this climb now. However, I have to do it on account of the fact that in case you ever come out to Stone Fort, by the way, I'm in Stone Fort right now, or I'm in the pro shop. This is my crash pad. It's drying. Can't see it, but on the bottom, it's still wet from the dripping water. Yeah. But if you ever come out here and you need to know, or you want to know a V4 that you should pull on, especially if you've never been out here before, we have V4 dice. So you roll this dice, and whatever side it flips onto is the V4 that you'll be climbing. There is Rail Rider, Super Mario, Fish Market, One Bad Hat. Dang it. Dragon Lady. What other side did I not get to yet? Oh, and then TriStar. So all of the V4s on here, except for TriStar, are V4s that I have completed, thankfully. I would say, honestly, personal opinion, the easiest one on here is One Bad Hat. It's in the front area of the crag. It is to the right of a V6 called the Fowling. That V6 is a more popular climb. I don't understand why. I hate it, but I also can't get it because I have a negative ape index and T-Rex arms makes it hard. TriStar, more explanation on that. It starts as a crack. There's a couple of different ways that you can start it. I've seen people kind of elevator door it. Me personally, I just kind of slot my hand in there, and that's like, I guess the positive of having like short arms and shit is I have little hands, so my thing just kind of like plops right into place, and I can get like full pad across the fingers in there, overhand match it. And what's really funny for me is I kind of campus to start, like it's kind of heinous and it kind of hurts a lot, but I can do it where I just cut feet and pull. Hi, boldest. When are you gonna? Hey, man, some of your friends were out here, and they told me that you didn't come. That's fucking weak sauce, man. Not cool. I was just explaining this V4, bro, that I hate, but you would love. You would love this. It's called the TriStar. This is the V4 dice, by the way. When you come out here, you got to roll this guy. But yeah. Slot it in, overhand match. I just campus into it and then like smear my feet up. There are people, excuse me. There are people that I've seen that start with like a high kick foot up. I'm not flexible and I'm not going to stretch, so I can't do it. It's cool. Oh, yo, Boldest, by the way, I am working on that kilter board thing. Don't think I forgot about that. I haven't. So I'll be doing that here soon. This week, actually, scheduling it for, I can't remember. Friday? I think Friday. Maybe. But it'll be out by Monday, assuming that I don't flake. Yeah, you'll make it out here eventually, but when's eventually? Even your friends were here. No, man, I ain't climbing. Don't you climb outdoor V8, man? I've done one V7. Yeah, I've done one V7, dude. So. Oh no, not at Stone Fort. I'm going all the way back down to Atlanta to go do that. So that's why it's scheduled for Friday. Yeah, a few V8s is more than 0 outdoor V8s, bro. So get bent, all right? That's I am, however, targeting an outdoor V8 right now. Here's a secret preview on that one. It starts on the same start as the only V7 I have done. So in theory, it might be my style. I don't know though. I've seen like 2 beta videos of it where I'm like, I could probably do that. Maybe. I bet you'll flash my first V7. Couldn't even be mad. I'd just have to laugh. Be like, that fuck. I knew he would. But yeah. I'm mainly focusing on the grossest V4 in the world right now. I really legitimately want you to pull on it. All right, so okay, I got the guidebook out. Not that anybody can really see this very well. Okay, so is it backwards? No, it's not. All right, this one right here, the V7, that is 711. The V8 Slurpee, that's the same one I'm going to target. It is wrong side. It's all on this boulder. Wait, did it? Yeah. Sorry. So, not that you can see anything right now. This is pretty terrible now that I'm looking at it. You know what's really funny? I still have 0 V6s under my name. I got to like October and I was like, oh man, I'm really struggling on V6s still. I really need to pick a V7 because of that whole New Year's resolution thing. I'm actually really stoked that I managed to pull that off. The first time I ever did a New Year's resolution and I managed to do it. So that was nice. I just realized on the back of my chat block guidebook, it has the name of a restaurant called the Flying Squirrel Bar. That place closed and rebranded. It's owned by the same people. They just rebranded it. I don't know what it's called now, but they have a really cool matchbook. I really like their new symbol. Looks like a cat version of Haunter, the Pokemon. It's pretty cool. Trying to think of the most chill V9 I can think of. You should oh no, I'm not in Cumberland. I am sleeping on my crash pad in a car. That's what I'm doing a lot of. I'm at Stone Fort right now, buddy. I'm in the fort, bro. Why did I say coffee? Fire. Crash pad drying in front of fire. What could be cooler, man? Looking at the terrible weather outside. It's so bad right now. Oh, it hasn't started raining yet, but it really did get overcast. Bummer. I wish I had some coffee right now. I actually thought about making a pot earlier, but meh. I gotta sleep at some point. All right. I'm only gonna do this for like another 10 minutes tops because I don't really have much else to talk about now. Just being weird, man. The only other big thing I have to talk about, it's not even a big thing. Gonna go climb in the red in May. Sorry, I zoned out because that person who was out in the crag finally is leaving the crag now. Huh. Is he not? Oh no, he is leaving. I thought he was going to pull more pads. That's what it looked like for a second. All right. Yeah, no. Oh, my history at Stonefort is I got trolled from YouTube comments into finally going outside and climbing. And then I fell in love with this place. So I've been coming like for over a year now, just spending as much time as I can up here, getting it in, man. Yeah, I'm at Stonefort right now. Like I'm in the pro shop. See that weird placard? That's for the golf course. It's Doyle Millsap's Memorial. What a dope ass name. Dude's got a cool cowboy hat in his picture too. Yeah, here, check this shit out. This stuff will be going up in the crag real soon. So, oh no, I'm up at the fort, man. I just hang out, man. I do whatever. Cut down trees and shit. Those widow makers. There's a lot of them out there. Like right now, especially with all the leaves down. Look around, because like that shit's scary. Like right now, what was it? There's a big tree. It's actually really a big bummer. It was a live tree, and it was growing off of the back of one of the boulders. And like the main reason I find it a huge bummer is the fact that the root system just looks really neat, like really cool, very aesthetically pleasing. But that last big rainstorm, when the shield broke, the tree like snapped and fell over. So, oh, on that note, the shield did get fixed, and you legitimately couldn't even tell that it ever broke. So, I don't want to hear nothing about that ever again. That shit pissed me off so bad. Not the fact it broke. The people who didn't know what happened. That was annoying. Hurt my feelings. But yeah. Just climb a lot. Trying to get it in. Trying to get better. Now when I go back to my soft ass gym. Oh, for the shield, one of the smaller nodule holds, really crucial thing, just like exploded. What ended up happening was about 24 to 30 hours before the hold broke, it did rain. And when it rained, okay, so when did it break? It broke on a Tuesday. Okay, so Monday started raining. Okay, sorry, timeline. It started raining Sunday evening at about 10 p.m. It did pour pretty good for about 3 hours in there, but from 10 p.m. until about 10 a.m. the next morning, it had rained, but it was like 3 hours of like solid like, and then the rest of it was just sprinkling consistently. After about 10 a.m., because it is up on a mountain up here, we have clouds that'll float through like the whole area, and it looks like the movie The Mist. It's really like cool and creepy, especially when you're out there and you're underneath the cabins and stuff, like that one that's over Space and Odyssey. It's so spooky. But it stayed misty until about I'd say like 3 in the afternoon, and then no kidding, as soon as like 3 p.m. hits, like clouds parted, sun was out, it was beautiful, and it was really ridiculously windy. So the wind's whipping through all those corridors really good. And because I'm out here all the time, and because I was out there during all that time, I would get messages from people asking me about the conditions. So we went and looked at a couple of the climbs. A lot of the stuff, because of the way that the sandstone is out here and just conditions generally, super dry, not very humid, wind whipping, sun's out, it'll dry out the rock ridiculously quick. And it, for the rock to get really inundated and to like be like a sponge and stay moist on the inside, it has to rain consistently for multiple days, or rain really hard for like a very, very extended period of time. Didn't really rain that much. And then the conditions, as soon as like the storm like cleared, were just amazing. So from like Monday at 3 until Tuesday, it was just super, super dry. Like I said, really windy. When it was daytime, it was just like sun beaming down, like baking the rocks. So when people were asking me what my opinion on how the shield looked, and I looked at it as soon as everything was like nice and clear, and I just was bored and started walking through the crag. I went and looked at it, and the hole that blew was not only still dry, it was still caked in chalk. The thing about out here is if the rock is exposed like at all and there's chalk on it, the moment it rains, that stuff gets washed off really quickly. And where that hold is, it could get wet if, say, like right now in particular, with the way that the snow and the ice is overhanging on that lip, it could like realistically drip down that face and get to that hold. Like I haven't gone out there in a week to go look because it's been just so miserable. I'm not walking up that little approach up to the shield sheet of ice, but I'm sure that thing's got no chalk on it anymore with how the conditions have been. Wouldn't surprise me in the least bit. But that day when I went and looked after the storm, it looked fine. So when people asked, I said it's probably going to be awesome. And so that's Monday. It rains. Monday afternoon is when I told people that Tuesday should be fantastic. Come up into Tuesday, well, it broke. And guess whose fucking fault it is? Now, like nobody like said it was my fault, but the way that like I felt about it is because I told people that it was all right, that it was my fault. So yeah, that's what happened with the shield boldest. It's fixed now though. Well, that filled up 5 minutes. I just have 3 minutes left. Yeah, it got glued back together. Looks good. Like you would never be able to tell it was glued in. So, but if you saw the break and you saw how it looks before and after, could never tell. Here's the, I'm not even going to go into that one. Yes. And so have a lot of people who complain about the shield breaking. That's my take on that one. And the hole that blew in particular, I've heard a lot of like mixed things about that. I've heard people say that, how do I put it? I've had people say that they had a feeling that hold was going to blow at like some point in time, whenever. And then I've heard people say like, wow, that's really shocking that hold in particular blew. I'm not strong enough to get to that hold. So I don't know. I've tried to do the start and I can't catch that first move. Some friends of mine thought it'd be funny to tell me that that first move is a V5. I thought for sure I could do a V5. I don't know if that first move is a V5 or not. Oh. Good. Yeah, you got hurt knees?
Just one.
Good. I'm glad. I don't know.
Hurt knee?
Probably.
That's not good.
Never is good. I'm live streaming right now, by the way.
I can feel the bone. And I'm like, that's weird. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. As you get older, you will feel it more. That is one of the other climber gentlemen. No, we have a pact. I mean, you're way younger than us, so it doesn't apply to you.
David have a pact.
Yeah.
What age was it?
At some point in our 40s.
Okay. You'll do a cycle?
Yeah. In case anybody in the live stream didn't hear that, one of the other climbers and I have a pact where when we get in our 40s, we're going to do a test run where we'll do a cycle of steroids to see if that will make us stronger. I'm in my 30s, bro. I didn't start climbing until I was like, I'm 34. I didn't start climbing until September of 2019. So, who would say that? God damn it. I'm not a climbing influencer, you piece of shit. I immediately thought it was you. It better goddamn not be. Yeah.
Not this time.
Yeah, that's something you would do.
It is something I would do, though.
That's why I immediately turned to you. And if you saw that, it'd be in the stream where it would just whip around. Yeah, I'm not a climbing influencer, so don't bully me. Don't cyberbully me. Oh man, my goal is to be the biggest shit poster in climbing. Legit. That way, no one will ever want to sponsor me in any way, shape, or form, and I'm okay with that. It made me sad a little bit on the inside. All like, not really, but the next stream, we'll get real edgy, and we'll start talking about all the different climbing influencers, and we'll start talking about people who are sponsored, who people may have a problem being sponsored. I don't know. Everyone watching, I need a list of people who identify as climbing influencers and people who you know are sponsored. Now, it doesn't have to be like a big name climber. Not at all. It could be whoever. I wonder if that played my hand. It could be anybody who is sponsored, preferably by a larger climbing company, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah, but Magnus is like, that's understandable. All I did, bro, I had a big beard like down to here, and then I had a child, and he wouldn't stop ripping it out of my face. So I was like, if I limit the amount that I have, it probably won't get so much. And then like the long hair, I had long hair for a long time, and then I cut it all for girl, which is a terrible idea. And I've only started growing it back out in the last like 3 years. And I just like the Miguel's headband. Because Miguel's is the best. I actually like love Miguel's. Miguel's is super, super fun. Though I can't tell anybody that I will be bouldering out there, because from my understanding, I don't know if this is true or not, but from my understanding, if you mention that you are bouldering while you're staying at Miguel's, you will be bullied. So that's why I haven't bouldered out at the Red yet. Plus, I'd only have Mountain Project for that, and I hate Mountain Project. I do and I don't. A lot of areas need to be like better taken care of. like Stone Fort. Man, Stone Fort's Mountain Project page is like, God, it's so frustrating. Excuse me. All right, well, I guess that's mostly everything. So, to sum it all up, weather's bad for the next week up until Sunday. And shield broke and got fixed. And that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to talk about. I don't really have much to chat about, except for being tarded. Oh man, I bet that shield part's gonna bite me in the butt. Good chance. No big deal. Yeah, no, the shield part definitely will bite me in the ass. Whatever. I'll clip it too, just to make it worse. Have a good one, everybody. I figured that I've wasted enough of everyone's time, and I'm gonna go make pork chops. Goodbye. Oh, I forgot to mention. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. I have more buttons to hit.